Hey cycling community, this is Steve Brusis, the Cycling Greek. If you saw my last video, you know when I was doing this ride, which I'm doing today, it's going to be like 4, maybe 5, maybe only 3 big climbs, that I put too much powder into my water bottle. So now I'm doing the opposite. So last time I put in like 320 calories in my water bottle, and I didn't take into account the heat that all of a sudden it jumped up to 101 degrees out of the day last week. So now I'm compensating for it. I'm only putting in about 200 calories worth of powder, and it's a combination of Hammer Nutrition, Sustained Energy, and HEED, H-E-E-D. Having only 200 calories in there, I should not have any stomach distress, especially when I start drinking more water when the weather starts to get hotter during the day. I'm only taking in, let's say, about 200 calories. The body can assimilate, you may remember, about 240 to 276 calories per hour of glucose. And I'm burning 700 calories or so an hour. So I'm in deficit, and that's okay because I have a lot of fat reserves. I have the glycogen that I've probably used a lot of right now, and I'll be using blood glucose by taking my drink in. Let's fuel up and then do my second climb. I'm already up to what we call the top of Alder. I've been on the bike for a little over 2 hours and climbed about 3,500 feet, I'm thinking. I also have with me Hammer Nutrition's Hammer Gel, about 100 calories per packet. I fill this in whenever I need to on the ride, usually at the top of climbs or the bottom of climbs, and I'll take usually one just to help fill in. Again, I don't want to overload the stomach. It's going to start to get hotter. The temperature today is going to be about 97, 98 down in the valley. I'm not going to climb to an altitude higher than 4,200 feet. Since I'm solo today and the temperature is below 100, I'm staying down low, or relatively low. I'm not going up to Shaver Lake. I'm doing the big climbs multiple times. I'm starting now up my second big climb, Old Toll House, and what's going to make it a little fun for me is that there's riders up ahead of me. Okay, so far it's not hot enough yet.
This is the second time, Steve?
Yeah, I went up Alder, so now this one here. How are you guys doing?
Barely.
Barely? Okay.
Yeah.
This is wall number 1. What helps a lot, especially when you're doing these long solo climbs, is running into other riders. Like Angelo here. He's with the group, and the group's back there now. And so I'm just trudging along, but it's helping to trudge along with someone else. Now Angelo is getting ready for the Bass Lake Double Century. And Angelo has a sense of humor because he took his friends who live down in the flats in the valley, Central Valley, he took them up this climb for the first time.
From Lemoore?
From Lemoore, yeah. Lemoore, California. Okay, we just climbed the first wall, which was the easier wall. When we come around this curve, then we'll be doing the second wall. It's not as easy. As we catch another member of Angelo's group, we start the third and the hardest wall. 0.7 mile, 12% plus average. That's climb number 2. So I had to do some climbing to get to the bottom of the big climbs. So I estimate I'm around 65 to 7,200 feet of climbing. I want to do 2 more. I got to get some water, calories. I'm still doing good. Definitely don't have any stomach distress. It is about 11 o'clock, and it's starting to get warmer out there. I'm starting to look for shade whenever I'm doing the climbs. I noticed toward the top of the climb, I was starting to feel like I was getting a little short on calories. So I'm going to have to watch that. Uh-oh. Nobody there. And this is where I'm climbing back up again. Number 3. about 4 miles later, and I'm in the middle of the S-turns. This leads to the final 3 walls. It's about 12:30. It's high noon pretty much. Sun is not totally above me, but I still have a little bit of shade sometimes on the taller trees, and I just gravitate toward them. Oh man, now I'm getting tired. I'm going to stall a little bit more and talk, get a little more rest. Okay, the event I am thinking about doing, which now has been moved back a week to the first weekend of July, is 155 miles, 15,000 feet of climbing. On my ride today, I've been on the bike about 5.5 hours. I've gone 55 miles and climbed about 9,000 feet. I have a ways to go. I tell you, I don't want to do that last climb. I just want to go home. I think I have to do that last climb, so I'm going to start it at least and see how the heat goes. So my what I'm doing with my water bottles, I'm down to about 100 calories per bottle, down from what I started at 200. And I'm doing okay. In fact, toward the end coming up here, maybe because of the heat and whatever other factors, I was starting to feel a little bit of backup in my stomach. So since I filled up here again, I put some calories in one bottle and have the other bottle all water. So I still have my hammer gels, I still have some of those. So I take those again as I need them. And so far I've been doing about 1 an hour or so. At least I get to descend for a while, about 15 minutes, and then I have a 8-mile climb, and I think that'll be it for the day. I'm so tired. Nothing like a nice descent to freshen you up. There. I'm going to see if I can climb this last 8 miles to go up that thing there. And then I'm going to turn around, go home, call it a day. I'm definitely massage worthy right now. About 1.5 miles from the bottom of the 4-lane is this turnout here. I'm cooking a little too much, a little too tired. I'm going to turn back, call it a day. I think what I have to do is, regardless if I have anybody with me or not, in 2 weeks, actually ride up high and stay high and then come back down. That way I can get more miles in, more climbing. Let's get some air conditioning on. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, comment, like, subscribe. The Cycling Greek.